that really got to me was understanding about that's your baby mama, true enough.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all probably on bad terms type of energy or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we take away all the stuff that, the yelling and stuff, being upset and shit like that, and just in turn, like, really just look at ourselves. I hated that we always saying, well, Dee, she this, and he that, and they this, and they that, but I can't control what they do.
You can't.
I can't speak for them. I don't know what the fuck made them do that. I thought I knew them. See, and that's another thing. They be like, I know them. I know this. I know this. I know. If you knew me, would you have really done those things?
You would have operated it in
a completely different way. Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, you think you're so fixated on trying to know me, you haven't even taken the time to know yourself and your own triggers to adapt in this relationship. Because if you knew yourself,
yep,
and you knew me,
you would have never. Then some of the people that you invite into the conversation, you talking about me and shit, you would have never talked to them folks
at all.
At all.
Especially with my character has never changed.
Yeah.
I've never wavered on any of my morals and my principles. The only time things have ever changed is when her perspective and her delivery to any situation was negative, when I was trying to bring a positive influence to it, to say whatever and salvage whatever we could.
And I also feel like a lot of the times we be trying to bring this positivity, but it be, and I'm not shooting down trying to be positive, but I'm saying like it be at the wrong time, because even myself, when somebody done really piss me off, I don't want to hear you talk, I don't want to hear you breathe, shut the fuck up, move away from me, all that kind of shit. If we learn to give each other a little space, if we learn to take a moment to just think about, wait a minute, what did he just say? What did I just say?
And really take it in from your perspective,
yeah,
and how it resonates.
But not internalizing it so you can make it personable to you, because that's another problem. People look for trigger words. They be like, oh, you said, you didn't hear none of the other shit that was said. You just heard that one little something.
Exactly.
And then you wanted to take off on that shit. I'm talking about you on a Yamaha. That motherfucker just went flying. You thought that bitch was Batman. What the fuck, bitch?
My thing is, I'm cool. I'm forever going to take accountability on my mistakes. That's what helps me grow as a man. I feel like my calling and my way of bringing balance is being able to communicate in an effective way for my divine feminine to be able to take accountability to, so that way we can, in her own right, so we can meet in the middle. A man, I'm taking these mental health classes, and our backs are against the wall, because they're asking us about our accountability. Where did we mess up at? How many times do we have to fucking unlearn and relearn? But the divine feminine, that's supposed to be the nurturer, that's supposed to be the learner, and taking in this education to help pour into us, why aren't they sitting in these same classes?
Hello, somebody, because you want to call everybody a motherfucking divine feminine. First of all, she wasn't goddamn divine.
You're right. I got you. But even women as general.
But no, you can't generalize it and put a karmic in the divine, because the karmic don't think like a divine. A lot of the times, and you got to think about this, we bond with people and they be on some trauma bond shit. Oh, you went through this? Me too. We're twins. We're in love. We had the same experience. That's karmic as fuck.
But I'm going from a divine masculine to a karmic just in this whole essence, and the karmic don't even have the opportunity to even get equipped to be in a divine feminine, because we have to go back into a unlearn and relearn. Because why? You said you had to stay. You want people to get out your face, you want people to take time. I want that the same way. But if that counterpart isn't learning the education on how to have emotional intelligence, like we are being buck break to learn, after we're, as divine masculine, are learning this from source, we are on the outside learning this because of the trauma that we are facing from our parents, and then going into these relationships.
In me, y'all, I'm sorry. I was sitting here having a conversation. I was like, oh, I had to put this on, baby, because we is talking, because it's men's mental health awareness, and so some shit going on. Look, and I'm talking to one of my men, and we having our little breakfast and situations and stuff like that. So it's me, y'all. But I was gonna say, and I'm gonna put it back down because we talking. But I was gonna say this to you. It'd be funny when men be like, we divine men, and we have to, and we trying to bring the karmics out. But get what? Sometimes y'all divine men get fixated on a part of a karmic that you just want to heal so bad. And then you be chasing that. You be trying to fix. You be pushing that damn button. Boop, 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 boop. I'm trying to fix this about you. You forget that you just got divine your damn self. You ain't that far in the divine.
Yeah.
So you can't bring nobody out no divinity because...
But where do you start? But then the thing is, where do you start healing at? If you can't, that's the whole part.
You have
of
to lead by the example.
That's what we're doing. But
you're not really. Let me explain. Hold on. Because when there's a argument or disagreement, you will try to explain yourself. The word of God say, be still and let the Lord fight your battle. Now think of it. If she started up some shit that you know you ain't, you looking crazy like, I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know what them motherfucker talking about. You didn't have nothing to do with it, but you're trying to fix it.
You're trying to help.
You trying to help bring an understanding, but that ain't your fucking job.
But as a counterpart,
but you a divine.
You are divine, so you're a source counterpart. So you are seen as a direct messenger from source.
You're supposed to lead by example.
But that also.
So that means your example need to be able to step back. Your silence speaks volumes, baby.
But if there's communication that needs to be had and weaved out, you can have balance and.
But what type of communication?
That's where you gotta understand that, because if I'm talking in this demeanor. Mm-hmm. And as a woman, let's take the divine out of it. Mm-hmm. If I'm looking at you as a woman and you talking with more umph than me, and I'm sitting here, mm-hmm. and my silence isn't going to do nothing. But if I'm talking to you in a communicative and effective way, and you're still at this high octave, then I have the opportunity to see you ain't at nowhere close to even to get close to source. So now I have to make a decision. But leading by example is showing 4 or 5 different ways of communicating, so that way you can resonate in her spirit. Well, damn, maybe I'm not communicating effectively. Maybe I'm not communicating effectively. Now I have the opportunity to hold my nuts and say, listen, I done showed your ass how to communicate. Now let me hold my nuts. You do what you want with it. I'm going to go take care of what I got to take care of, and we'll meet up at a later date.
Okay, so, and I see what you're saying, but I'm going to show you how it just happened right here, because we was talking and I'm explaining myself. I'm explaining with passion. You calm down, you sat back. I calmed down, I sat back. I gave you the floor. You said what you had to say, yet and still, if you felt a certain type of way, I would have given up the argument and I would have let God prove what I had, just like he just proved to me right now. Because it's very quick to say that a woman can get amped up because she's so passionate and she be like yelling, and I know because I do that. And I know that. But whenever I feel like, okay, this is going over my head and they're not hearing what I want, what I need them to hear, I say, okay, you're absolutely right. And I'm not being condescending when I say you're right, but I'm being conscious of what I'm saying, and I'm gonna say, you know what, you're right. Because if I didn't take this tone with you, and I'm gonna describe it the way I'm trying to say it, but I'm gonna show you what's happening. I'm gonna say, if I didn't take my tone with you, you probably would have calmed down. But here's the thing. We done had these arguments before and you never calmed down. Never. But I said probably calm down because you mentioned it. Mm-hmm. So then I'm going to make you reflect on what you just said. See, if you want to talk to me like that, then I would calm down. But, see, I'm going to take the comment. If I would have did it, you probably would have calmed down. Guess what flashed in your head? 10 arguments we had where your ass didn't do it. Uh-huh. And you're right. Maybe I should be more silent. Now I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to sit back. And then you going to say, oh, now you're trying to be funny. But it's like,
that's where that male ego is
exactly. So it's like we can't come against the ego. So that's why we have to take ourselves totally out of it. I'm not going to yell and you're not going to accuse. We're going to be still because this is a battle that the Lord need to fight that ain't got nothing to do with us. So we get our breakfast and we sit in silence for a minute and we allow ourselves to be in the energy but not be of the energy.
Exactly. And
that's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's the one. And that's how we result from having these big spats and these big breakdowns and these fallouts and things of that nature, because people aren't sitting still long. I know I didn't. I'm a solution-based motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want to get down to the bottom of it, but I want to do it in a healthy manner as much as possible. But the person that I was with, for the life of her, couldn't get to a communication standpoint in a healthy manner.
And that's fucked up. And I hate that because me too. I was in the same situation too. However, when I got to that point of understanding that they wasn't going to come there and they wasn't gonna meet me, I stopped trying to pull up. And see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't know when to stop pulling up. I'm trying to do this for my children. No, you're trying to do this because you got a point to prove for yourself because you're a good person and you want them to see that. Fuck all that. I ain't proving shit.
Once you stop becoming a people pleaser,
yeah,
and find balance in pleasing the people that are reciprocate and make shit all about you, it becomes completely different. Especially somebody that then gave you they ass to kiss.
Yeah.
When all you did was give them love and support.
And that's all I wanted to do was love and support you and to like try to show you something. I'm not gonna keep on putting myself through no shit like that.
That's trauma.
That's trauma, and it's not my battle. A lot of the time, people are always talking about, but I'm trying to fight for. Why are you fighting a battle that is not yours? It is clear. You saying she said this, and she said you did this. I didn't do that. Then what the fuck is you keep on trying to tell me what the fuck she said?
Yeah.
Why you telling me what the fuck she said?
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. That's when you got to start, the words say, lean not to your own understanding. I don't understand what I want. It don't matter. You don't need to. Obviously.
For us, because especially, and I can only speak for a select few because I understand the generation that we living in. For us, men that attempt to unlearn and relearn and step with the right foot forward and seeing the good, and I'm going to take the divine out of it, but seeing the good in a woman and seeing the potential because we see the potential in ourselves, it fucks us up when a woman doesn't receive that and receive it in the proper, healthy way that we exude it out before we have to result, because we don't want to let go. We know a woman comes a dime a dozen. If we see the potential, we really don't want to let go because, y'all, if we see a core, especially somebody well-rounded, we really don't want to let go. But we are forced to because it ends up becoming a connection that we're trying to create.
Now I'm finna drop a hard truth on you about that right there.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you see somebody well-rounded and it was a trauma bond. Because you got together based off of the trauma that you both experienced.
But in the middle of my spiritual awakening while I was still
in the middle of your spiritual, she didn't wake up spiritually with your motherfucking ass.
Facade and acting like it. That's the only reason why I got into spirituality.
And that's when discernment should have kicked in.
I ain't know nothing. I ain't know it.
Exactly. And then, but when you start having those feelings, because God is not the author of confusion, so anything that make your face turn up and you have to go with, why is this happening? You have to ask the question, why? The devil is afoot. There's something demonic. And then that's when you supposed to, now we're learning. And I'm not saying that you should have knew. I'm saying we're learning now. But whenever something like that goes on and you start to question what's going on, you're supposed to take that step back and be like, oh, hold on. Yeah. This don't, because God, everything with God flows evenly.
Listen, I'm telling you, you'll know it, and this is for any other men listening, you'll know it because life starts fucking up left and right. You hit roadblock. I was wondering why my money wasn't coming in and I'm still working a 9 to 5. Even the communication. Men love to talk. Men love to communicate. Why isn't this shit being effective? Why is this shit not hitting? Even at the job, your mental constraints. That's how you'll really know, and that's how you know that God is giving you the red flags. I'm just a nigga that knows trial and tribulations, and I thought that's what came with the motherfucker, because we was hitting valley highs and lows. I thought that's what it was, so I was down for the bumpy ride until I realized, nigga, I'm a nigga of abundance. I'm a nigga of love. I done overcame a lot of shit that you supposed to be supportive of. And why the fuck am I still going through all of this with you? And I know I'm in my winning season. I feel it. But because I'm in this relationship with you and still hitting these roadblocks, trying to work, communicating effectively, now I'm realizing it's demonic entities. Because we're a year in. I done gave it my all. I'm more depleted and leaving with shit than gaining anything out of it. So that's the test, that's the try, that's the tribulation. And then that's where now we're in this shifting phase of unlearning and relearning and calling in our kingdom.
And the first thing about that shift that people don't understand is when you recognize that the shit ain't finna change, you have to cut that energy. And I'm not saying like you gotta like, oh, I need to hurry up and move. I need to
Let me go deeper, not to cut you off. You got that. That's where the shadow work come in. Because if you done met your, if you done met,
Hold on.
Yeah. My dog. Yeah.
Okay. Had to take a little quick look.
Before I lose but this is where the shadow work come in at. Okay, so you thought you met somebody. This shit done went to the wayside. You done did everything you could. You seen that it wasn't effective. Instead of putting it on her, this is where we're supposed to go into the shadow work and the childhood trauma, because I guarantee you seeing that energy jump from a motherly or a parental vessel into a counterpart vessel. And so that's where the childhood trauma shadow work starts coming in. And that's where I realized that it's a feminine energy from a past life that I was supposed to overcome, that has been overshadowing me as for me being a man and having a counterpart. And navigate me on this, because I feel like I'm getting a download as well as this is something that I've been replaying through my own journey. But it's a battle between the masculine and feminine, and I seen it in my mom with not getting that accountability when I was accused as a child for stealing and things of that nature. So when my relationship failed, I'm like, why am I doing everything that I'm being taught from source from fucking up in other relationships? Now I got this one, I'm doing this shit by the playbook, but I still ain't making it right. Why am I having issues with this feminine aspect? So that's when I started doing my shadow work. I had the same issues with my mom with trying to fight for that relationship and getting us to share that same dialogue, because I always wanted a mother-son relationship and that bond, that unconditional love, that motherly wound, to fill that void. And so when that shadow work came, I was able to release old girl, make it about me and my baby, but also that shadow work is a ongoing thing, you feel me?
It ain't gonna never stop. That shit don't stop at all.
Yeah.
But the thing is, also sometimes people do shadow work with a flashlight, and that's that. Okay, let me break that down. So, yeah, sometimes people be working through stuff, but they still got the spotlight on the situation that they ain't finna let that go. So, like, if you can imagine me holding let me show you. Let me say for instance, I got a flashlight. I'm gonna say this is my flashlight, right? I'm in the shadows, but my mama did something to me and it hurt my feeling. I'm gonna shine a light on it. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna be all in the shadow, but I still got that light on that shit right there, because no matter what the fuck I heal over here, this memory right here, I'm gonna have this passion for this shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I came to the understanding and the realization and the acceptance of the fact that my parents were young as fuck. My parents were children.
Yeah.
How I'm gonna be mad at a child who didn't know how to be a mother, who lost her mother when I was 4 months old? My mama was 15 when I was born.
Yeah.
In November of 85. Her mama died March 22nd, 1986.
Yeah. Right after.
What the fuck could I have expected from that child who needed a guardian for her?
That's the shadow, yeah.
After her mama already left her. She needed a parent. But see, because she was doing things, hear me now, she was doing things that grown-ups did. Those adults that could have parented her had accused her. So then it took her to the shadows, and she became upset. Then she was defending herself. So then she grew up as a person who was always ready to defend herself because she had to, because when she was a child and should have been parented, she was treated like the adult who did something wrong and didn't even know what it was. So I don't hate my mama because of that. Now fast forward, she had other children. You older now. You did some new stupid shit. You didn't need a parent because according to you and everybody else, you grown as fuck.
Yeah.
You super grown, right?
Yeah.
So you should know better, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you a goddamn treat your children like this, talk down on them, tell people this, tell people that, blase, blase, whoop, whoop, whoop. As an adult, you didn't learn. Now I'm your child, but I can see past your situation. But you don't want to use none of them eyes, them spiritual eyes that I know you got. Them two eyes you already bucking at somebody.
All.
No eyes. To see it's time to grow up and act. So as an adult, and I got my own children. After everything she did, I did go back before she set herself on fire. I went back. Mm-hmm. And I talked to her and I said, hey, you always claim that someone made me not love you because they took me away from you and this. No one took me anywhere. They never signed any adoption papers. You had the ability to pick me up when you wanted to. You showed that when I was 12, when you came and got me, and they let me go because they knew they had no authority. It hurt their feelings. But because you couldn't handle who I was and the energy that I carry, you brought me back. You gave me back to them. And then you blamed me for being too much of a child that you couldn't handle as to why you had to give them back. So then it was their fault again. There's no accountability nowhere with you. But I wasn't mad at you for taking me back because I wanted to go. But those are things that my father grew up in the foster care system. Him and his job was to take care of his brother. So before he became an adult, he already had to be a daddy to that child. Right. I came about, he was 15, the next day he turned 16. You were already raising your little brother in the foster care. Man, I gotta take it. I met my daddy when I was 5 because of my mama's vindictive ways, being mad with her arms crossed shit. So there wasn't a bond like that, and I get it. My daddy was built on tough love. He had to do a lot of fighting. He wasn't gonna give me that cradle, brush my hair shit. But Pawpaw gave it to me, so I experienced it. Nana was the best mama ever, Shirley.
And the beautiful thing about that is you're able to depict it despite all of that.
I still can see it. I still can see it. God gave me that. So everybody in that category, I ain't mad at nobody.
They did what they could do.
Everybody did what they could. It is what it is. Now, if you're attacking me now because of some shit you couldn't do, bitch, we got a problem. Now I'm gonna say what I got to fucking say. Now it's up and it's stuck. Cause you could just leave me the fuck alone. Cause I understand your position and I ain't blame you for nothing and I love you very much and stay your ass over there if you're negative. Come on over here and say hey if you're positive. I've been knew everything that was going on.
Been knew it. Y'all had every opportunity to get it right and you didn't and I saw it.
So all that being mad shit going on somewhere with all that.
Y'all drink your coffee cause it chill. This that real cousin shit. This what real cousins talk like. All that chill.
Y'all, I just we was up early this morning with this shit. Talking and stuff. And I was like, oh, can I just, hey, Florida, we was over there. I was in Florida. Look, he from Florida. Look, she said good morning from Florida. Yes. So we was,
when I tell y'all, she is the truth.
But we been chilling.
We going through a shift. And when I tell you, this Empress right here has saved my life.
Don't do that.
No, I've waited to get on there. I sat here and I sat there where you guys were and cried many mornings. And I've listened to this voice. This voice has soothed me. This voice has called on my own ancestors, my own legion, to help me be the best dad, to be the best man that I could ever be. So when y'all listen and tune in, y'all know who y'all rocking with, okay? That conversation that y'all heard, this the one. Never the two. Don't play with her. She is not one of them. I
still don't know how to take compliments.
I know you
Thank you, because we just talking, because we cousins.
We vibing for you.
You know, I love y'all. Like, if you pull up on me, we gonna talk.
Pull up on a kid.
Like, a lot of time people be really scared to talk, and I be like, why? But I'm not gonna put no sugar on top of shit, is it? I'm not finna say no sweet shit to you.
Y'all saw how in Tennessee got real.
Hey.
But it's a shift happening.
I ain't got time for that. You got enough people in your life lying. The fuck I'm alive for?
Already.
Let's tell the truth about this shit.
Please.
Hell.
Truth me, please.
Truth me, please. Cause and then it be so crazy because folks be like, I wish somebody wouldn't lie to me. The sooner you tell them the truth, you hurt my feelings. Well, shit. What you want?
And check me out. She could see the shaking and rattling in my spirit when she started. That's my cousin. She know me.
I see it.
She knew that.
But that don't mean I ain't gonna push that button.
At all. And she knew all that was falling down to my toe.
I'm poking. I'm poking.
It was falling. But guess what I left it at? On the floor.
Look what's there.
Put it on the floor.
Road girl. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. You know them speed bumps that be in the neighborhood now that look like the street kind of like, it ain't just a regular speed bump. Like they made the street speed bump like that. And it got like the 3 sections. Like, doo. Okay, I got 3 of them in my neighborhood, right? I live on this street. Okay? I always forget them. I be all up in the top of the thing. So, you know, they didn't used to be there. And then they done went and put some money into the neighborhood. You ain't fixed that pothole across yonder, but you over here putting new humps in the street. Well, I understand about the speed bumps, because sometimes you, for safety purposes, God will put a new couple speed bumps in your way. You just got to remember and look at the sign, because you know what? It's crazy, because I run over them shits like that, and there's a sign right before you get there. I don't even be paying that shit no attention. At all. No attention. So, yeah. I get it, cousin, because I be bumping all over that shit. But we're in a shifting atmosphere right now. And it's like you kind of feel like you're being still. At the same time, you still moving.
Flow state of mind, y'all.
It's them things in the airport, you know, the flow that just move like this. So you moving, but you ain't moving. You standing on the floor and that shit got you sliding.
Analogy. I just pictured that.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not, you just gotta stand.
You just gotta stand there, because if you stand on this thing, you still going forward.
My stomach just turned like I was on one, dog.
Hold on. Who it is? Block you. Let's block her. Somebody named Roslyn up here telling folks to message her. Get the fuck out. Get your ass on my goddamn page. The fuck out of here.
That's how you know, boy. Ooh.
We don't have time for shit like that.
Juneteenth tomorrow.
Yes, cousin. You going slow, but life moving real fast. But you supposed to go slow, because let me explain something.
Go ahead, then, cause I already know it's getting ready to come. Well, I already know.
This shit crazy as fuck. Y'all gonna make me pull my cards out early. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't finna get out nothing. So we were just having a little jet talk. You know, the TED talk, we were having a little jet talk, okay? But what you got, man, the way everything going right now, and there were blessings that were yours. And damn it, you gotta get them.
Reparations.
You gotta get them. And so many people try to speak over your stuff to keep you back from having it. Sometimes we ourselves talk ourselves out of doing shit, talk ourselves out of having shit, talk about, I don't really need this, or I can just have this bit. Oh my goodness, all of that settling shit that they be doing. They be doing all that settling shit. So when y'all be doing all of that type of shit like that, then it's like you be pushing blessings away. Well, you ain't gonna be able to do none of that shit no more. Did you hear me? You won't be able to do that no more. Them blessings coming. Everything that was stolen, you got to get it back.
And if you feel
every seed that is sown, you got to get the blessing from it. Everything that you need, you already have. It's just that some people like to throw new speed bumps on your street. But if you pay attention to the sign, you'll know when to slow down. You'll know how to go over.
That you just brought your own analogy full circle.
Get you too.
Not you just brought your own analogy a little while full circle. Okay then.
That hit even me.
Yeah.
That's
the one. That was the one.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Ooh. You know what? And here's the thing about the family thing. If we think about portals and we think about rite of passage, we had to come through. We had the examples on what to do and what not to do. We were led in every which way. And then we had the opportunity to make our own mistakes. Now we had a chance to filter everything out. What we learned from somebody else and what we taught ourselves, right?
Shame.
We can't even look at family, because family is what you make it, because ain't you my cousin? And we make a lot of sense to each other, don't we? We got some cousins that share the same blood. We don't even talk to no motherfuckers. But every time I get a chance, I'm on here, I'm in your face. I'm talking about, hey. You talking about, hey, back. You tapping that screen. Because you know that's what we doing, right? We a family on a different type of level, but we earned
Say that
what
again.
we have. We wasn't entitled to it. I can't expect you to get on this thing and watch me, because you could take your finger like this and scroll that thing up like that. And I'm going to shoot way up there somewhere. You got to do like this to try to find me.
Cause we did the inner work. We been doing the inner work, so we earned it.
But you ain't going to do that because you didn't want to hear what I had to say in the first place. So again, to anybody, if you didn't want to be my cousin, why didn't you just click on me and block me? Because, I post a lot, so you was going to see me on your For You page. Anyway, motherfucker, what is you talking about? I was going to be the hey. Hi, hello, sure.
Remember me?
I was going to be there. You could have just, you know what I'm saying? But you like me, because we family. Because you my cousin.
For real.
Because this Uncle Bob. Y'all see Uncle Bob? And we just knew we knew we was a vibe. And we let it be what it was. I can't get that with my cousins that I knew. I had cousins that passed away that were my age. I didn't even go to their funeral because I didn't fuck with them in life.
In real life?
Give a fucking death. Don't come over here talking about, can you tell my kids? Nope. Because guess what? You kept your kids away from me when you were living. So I didn't even have a relationship with them. They wouldn't know me if they saw me in the grocery store. So no, I can't tell your children shit. Stay over there with your dead ass.
And that's where we at with that.
And that's just where it's at.
That on that.
What you want me to do? The way you treat people in life is the way they gonna treat you. Like, listen,
And
the fact that I have a connection with the afterlife. Some people I have an attitude talking to. I will. And we'll go back and forth. I will cuss a ghost out. I will, hey, motherfucker, you was the problem when you was over here doing all and all, because I can still, I do that. We have that understanding. But who we is, what we done made each other to be. I wish somebody would mess with my cousin. You see this antenna right here? E.T. phone at home, baby. Hell is you talking about? I am coming for your ass. Don't mess with my cousin. Because I see you.
She learned.
The hell?
She learned. Ain't no capping her up.
Hey, you talking about make this shit happen, Cam. So, yeah, today we was just having a little men's mental. Y'all want me to get the cards? Okay. I'm finna go grab the cards real quick.
We gonna be here.
If we gonna be here, you know what I'm saying? If folks don't pull up and stuff, I mean, since y'all done came to the party, might as well get the favors. You feel me? Okay, let me go grab them real quick. Hold on, it ain't gonna take us a second. We finna have to navigate. Cause I'm finna go in here with the baby. I'm finna go in here with the baby, y'all. But I got the cards and stuff. Matter of fact. Cause they got a restriction on here so that we can do it correctly. And I ain't gonna do y'all dirty. Cause I've been on Instagram. So we can do it correctly. Let me go set up. And I'm gonna come back on here and we gonna start with the cards, okay? So I'll see y'all on here in a minute, okay? Because I don't want that restriction up here. I want everybody to get this juice. Share this. Share. Tell everybody to come on when we come back, okay? Give me like It's 7:14 Eastern Standard Time. Give me to 7:30. All right. See y'all.